God bless you. Welcome, everyone, to our Sunday service. It is me, Pastor Sam, of the Church of Zoom. I want to welcome each and every one of you. Mr. Denver, Mr. Close, Daphne, David,
Hi.
Janice, Elizabeth with the chicken, and our special guest today is the examiner. He is my supervisor in my diocese, the head of our diocese, and he looks in periodically to his various churches that he oversees to see how we're doing and what we might improve upon. We will be having, could everyone say hello to the examiner, please?
Hello.
Hi.
Hello to the examiner.
Amen.
Examiner.
Shepherd of the lost flock.
Pastor.
That was touching.
Pastor.
Pastor Sam.
Yes.
Daphne's upside down. Can you please tell her?
Oh.
Daphne,
I
you're
was
upside
wondering-
down.
I
Your
was
eyes
wondering
are still
why-
not working, Daphne. They're
I
not
was
working.
wondering why everybody didn't look so good. Hold
Okay.
on.
Flip
Which-
around.
Hold on.
Which is a very fitting metaphor for our times today, because we don't exactly know what is up and what is down, what is right and what is left. And it is moments like this that is most humbling for me to realize the examiner, for he is here to judge me, and I get judged as well. Because in today's world, in addition to the strife and anxiety, difference of opinions seem to be the norm. For example, who is responsible for this catastrophe? We want to pin it on everyone and not ourselves. What should we do? I don't want to stay home anymore. I want to continue my self-isolation. And the media, a most mercenary of media, is fanning the flames of anger and conflict. Instead of being investigative journalists, they are inflammatory journalists. That is not what we need today.
Actually, Pastor Sam, what we need today is we need to mention that the Sip and Paint is going to be happening this week. So please, everybody attend. We need every dollar that can count.
Yes, before we begin our sermon, I also would like to show the program that we have prepared, just so that everyone knows what we're doing. So I will share that with this. This is a wonderful feature. Here we go. Here's our program, the Church of Zoom, Cathedral in the Cloud for today. We have the processional, the welcoming remarks. We're going to have our sermon. We have a reading of the scripture, and I did not know in advance who that would be, so I left it blank. But today, we're going to have kind of a food performance of the verse by the lovely Elizabeth and her cooking. Then we will have our hymn, which I think is quite pertinent to today, the Shalom, my friend. And then we'll end up with a greeting with our neighbors and the concluding prayer. So that is just an example of what we're going to be doing today. And I will put the hymn on when we sing it. Now, also,
Pastor, can I say just one thing?
well, yes, I was going to introduce you, Daphne, because we're having the paint and sip this Sunday or this soon, and you're leading it. So could you please give us a discussion of what that
I
entails?
just need a snippet because Mr. John Denver is going to give you the details. But remember, it's Gloria Stanford. She's a wonderful, famous painter, and it's $25. But if you have to go to a dollar store to get your equipment, make sure you stop by the church first if you don't have the PPE. The PPE is very important. They won't let you in the store. So there's a box outside the church with the PPE, the gloves, and anyone it's free. Just stop by the church first before you go to the store. That's all I needed to say.
Thank you, Daphne. Now, John Denver, you were going to give some more details on that?
Yes, Pastor Sam. Remember, as Daphne said, it's $25. Not that we need the money, but it's $25. Emails will be sent out. Please email me at johndenver@johndenver.com or Daphne at her very long and inexperienced email. Remember, it's $25. It's taking place in the next few days. We'd much love you to attend. We have a world-class artist from Parts Unknown. Daphne set it up, but remember, it's $25, and I have Venmo. I'll take checks. I'll take your blood. I'll take whatever we have. We need the money. $25. Sip and Paint coming up soon. Back to you, Pastor Sam.
Thank you, thank you. And I do implore each and every one of you to join us for the Paint and Sip. Not only is it for a worthy cause, but it will strengthen our sense of community, which is in dire need, because this particular day, this sixth Sunday of Easter, is about community. And as I mentioned, our community, the one we live in and one we've hoped and counted on for years, seems to be stretching and coming apart at the seams. As I touched upon, there's people, we do not have agreement on anything. And so I think before we even can make decisions, we have to come back as a community. It's vitally important. Now, we can learn this lesson from the Bible. Charles, I noticed you were looking very intently. Do you have anything to mention about community?
Pastor, have you been saying a prayer for me?
I have. Every night I say a prayer. I say a prayer for each and every one of you. In particular, I know that Charles has just come back from the hospital from some very severe medical issues, and my heart goes out to you, and I hope that you are on the mend.
I look better?
I would say
Now-
you...
He doesn't look better. He looks like he needs to go back in that hospital.
Have you been praying, deceiver?
Of course.
To me, he looks like Justin Bieber.
I see a resemblance, indeed. David Shapiro, I noticed that you're looking quite sharp today. God bless you.
Very nice hat, Mr. Shapiro.
Thank you, John Denver.
God bless you. Now, as I was saying, I'm reaching out today because I feel we need to feel like a community, which is very difficult in this day and age of isolation and everyone getting together on these Zoom calls, which I call is sort of a faux type of community. So we have to work extra hard. And that's what they had to do in the Bible. When Peter was having some trouble because Paul,
I've seen that Brady Bunch episode. It was one of my favorites.
Yes, indeed. It was in this time where Paul and Barnabas were being accosted by some certain men who came down from Judea, and they were having a serious, very heated conversation about circumcision, which in any day and age is very difficult to swallow. But back in biblical times, circumcision was one of the key moments of your life.
My members already sucked back into my body cavity with you just mentioning that.
Well, I'm glad. Now, they went down to the temple, and Peter had to confront them, and he made it very clear what to do in these situations. And to quell this argument, he did what was occurring in the verse, Act 15:9. Now, I would like Elizabeth, the lovely Elizabeth with the chicken, to do a chicken performance of this verse so we can see it both visually and feel it on a guttural level, and then I will translate it. Would you do so, Elizabeth?
Is the chicken going to be circumcised?
I think the chicken has already been everything and circumcised.
Will the chicken be sacrificed?
Oh, see, he's not well. He's not well.
Isn't it amazing when he speaks? It's like watching a Godzilla movie.
He has a certain power. I do. Now, thank you, Elizabeth. Now let me translate what that was. And when Peter was confronted with Paul and Barnabas, he says, put no difference between us and them. They may have different opinions about circumcision, but put no difference between us and them. Purify their hearts with faith. And that's what we do, because at this time of crisis, when people have different opinions and tempers can run high, it is important that we put no differences amongst us and between us. That we see that we have a common purpose, that we, humanity, are a community, not just a collection of Democrats and Republicans, not just Christians or Jews or Muslims, not just Red Sox and Yankees. Because when the final out is out, when the final vote has been cast, when the final prayer has been said, we are all a collection that is humanity.
The chicken is lost its head.
Yeah, and we're a mess these days. We're really a mess.
Yes, David Schmidt, you had something? Well,
I have to mention, Janice has a wonderful hat on today.
yes, Janice is a wonderful hat at bringing us together. We all should come together with our hat wear. Now, to celebrate this thought that we are one, that we are all friends trying to get through, I'd like you to join me in the hymn for the week, Shalom, My Friends. It's a peace blessing song.
Bob! Astaroth!
Oh, he's not well.
He's not well. This is a peace blessing song based on a Hebrew folk tune. And if you are all a fan of 1940s screwball comedies, it was sung in the church where Preston Sturgis's character was watching the movie of Mickey Mouse or something like that. So please join me with Shalom, my friend, and I will put up the lyrics.
And I'll play guitar in the back.
Mm-hmm.
Shalom, my friends.
Haverim, shalom.
My
Haverim,
Shalom.
shalom.
Till we meet again, shalom. Till we meet again, shalom.
Shalom, shalom, my friend. Shalom, shalom, till we meet again.
Second
Till we
verse.
meet again. Shalom, shalom,
Shalom.
shalom.
Hello.
Yeah,
Now,
Pastor.
I realize that social distancing can have, well, a distancing effect.
That felt a little like musical distancing, by the way.
Pastor, that reminds me of something. We
Yes?
should have an international thing. The shalom thing reminded me of kreplach and gefilte fish. I grew up on that stuff. My grandmother's best friend was Jewish. We should have a kreplach night.
I think that is a wonderful idea.
Yes.
So,
We
As
can
I was
call
saying-
it. We can call it. We don't give a crap.
if we agree upon that, then we are at least in agreement on something. Now, I realize that social distancing can be, well, distancing. So let's try to regain a sense of community. We've not done this in a while, so I thought we should have a greet this week. So I want you to look around and virtually greet all your neighbors in our virtual church. Please. I want to greet Charles as I pray for Charles.
Hello,
Charles,
Daphne.
please.
Good to see you. David Shapiro, Pastor Sam, the examiner, the chicken, and the guy who's fried.
All right, well, excellent. Now, please join me in these final words because I find them particularly appropriate in our current situation. I will use the words from the hymn itself.
Isn't that sexist, Pastor Sam?
Shalom, my friend, till we meet again. Shalom, shalom. Friends, keep this prayer in your hearts and live by it, its meaning. Till next week, I'm Pastor Sam. And as I continue to say, we may have closed our doors, but our hearts remain open. Till next week, God bless you, and I will say a prayer for each and every one of you, including you, Charles.
God bless you, everyone. Charles, we'll call 911 in a little while.
Shalom, Pastor Sam.
Shalom,
Yeah,
everybody.
David Shapiro.
So long, Mr. Examiner.
It was good to see you, Mr. Examiner.
He looks
I
very
don't know
stern.
what he examined, but
He looks very stern to me.